This broadcast is not officially sanctioned by WGAI 13, its affiliates, sponsors, or signal custodians. The following content originates from an unverified source, specifically a self-proclaimed troll operating without license or oversight beneath a bridge in Rustington. The views expressed are solely those of Randy Rage Quit, who to date has refused all onboarding, hygiene protocols, and dimensional orientation briefings. His claims have not been reviewed by scientific, historical, ornithological, or metaphysical authorities. This segment has been flagged by legal as satirical, unmoderated, and technically loud. Listener discretion is advised. Proceed with caution if you are currently under warranty, in possession of a valid social contract, or emotionally susceptible to bird-related conspiracies. I'm Nova, and this is Waking Up with Randy, and that is how a professional does it, boys. This is absolutely stupid, but when you have to do a job, you do it. Wait, are you still recording? Ah, okay, good. After you're done watching this insanity, come watch one of my videos. They're at least intelligible, and have some kind intrinsic value.
Yo, wake the hell up. My feather-fearing friends, my cloaca-conscious comrades, my fellow basement broadcasting beacon bouncers, it's me, Randy Rage Quit, broadcasting live from under the bridge with a face full of static, 3 frogs staring judgment into my soul, and 1 half-warm can of flux slowly poisoning my pineal gland. Today we talk birds, and not the fun kind, not the ones on TV, not the kind they painted on the side of the mystery van parked behind me. I'm talking the birds, Skynark edition, feathered surveillance, flapping files with wings, beak-sniffing biometric auditors from the algorithmic deep state. Birds aren't real, never were, not even once. If you've ever held a parakeet and thought it loved you, you got played. That beak was a boom mic. That coo was a codec. That nuzzle? That was your browser history being dumped into a Cold War archive the size of a shopping mall buried under a golf course in Delaware. You don't believe me? Let's begin. Remember 2020? Of course you do. Not because of the lockdowns, not because of the toilet paper famine, but because the sky went silent. No planes, no jets, no contrails, and guess what else? No birds, none. I checked. I had a crow cam. Set it up right by the old transformer box next to the drainage pipe behind my tarp studio. For 9 weeks straight, not a single sparrow, not one gull, not even a buzzard pretending to be organic. You know why? Firmware update. That's why. They grounded the flock, had to reflash the AI, upgrade the poop dispersal algorithm, recalibrate the squawk filters to adjust for rising podcast frequency interference. Pigeons were dropping frames. Crows were buffering. Total collapse of avian signal integrity. You think it's funny? You think that little robin you saw building a nest in your yard was just being cute? No, friend. That's a microwave repeater. That nest is a dish. Those eggs, decoys, empty shell casings lined with quantum dust and last week's cat shopping data. You ever seen a baby pigeon? No, you haven't. Because they aren't born. They're installed by technicians late at night, using silent quadcopters and rotating flashlights that pulse in Fibonacci prime. You wanna talk poop? Let's talk poop. Bird poop is not random. It's not natural. It's not even digested. It's printed. That splatter on your windshield, metadata packet. That stain on your jacket, behavioral marker. You're being shit-tagged and cataloged like a barcoded banana. My cousin Tony, real guy, real paranoia, real tragic mustache, once got hit 3 times in a week. 3 different cities, 3 different birds. He thought it was a coincidence, until we ran blacklight across his car and found a QR code shaped like Nixon. We pinged it. It opened a video, a looping video of him ordering pancakes, with no syrup. That's how they know. Owls? You wanna talk owls? Owls are not wise. Owls are not cute. Owls are the compliance officers of the bird industrial complex. They rotate their heads to maintain 360 coverage while they audit your soul. That hoot? That's a restart ping. That blink? That's a cache wipe. I once stared into the eyes of an owl perched outside my tent. It didn't blink. It didn't flinch. It just said, "Who?" over and over like it was reading my password attempts out loud. Let me tell you something about Alfred Hitchcock. Man didn't make fiction. He made evidence. The Birds wasn't a film. It was a warning. A whistleblower file disguised as horror. After that movie, Hitchcock changed. He got quiet. He started blinking wrong. He stopped using spoons. You ever seen an auteur fear silverware? That's trauma, friend. Let's go deeper. Parrots, not pets. They're mimic rigs, speech recorders, home-based syntax harvesters. You think they're repeating you because it's funny. They're looping your sentence structure to test vulnerability vectors. 2 weeks ago, I visited a care home. There was a cockatoo in the atrium screeching, "Birds aren't real." Randy was right. They replaced it with a jade succulent and a sign that said, "Please respect the silence." My uncle never recovered. Let's talk ducks. Everyone thinks ducks are harmless. Little floaty quackers bobbing on a pond. They are the sleeper agents, the napalm nodes. Ducks are the amphibious division of the surveillance state. They use breadcrumbs as bait. Toss them a chunk of sourdough, and you just gave them your blood type. And the swans? Oh no. Swans are armored. Swans are elite. I watched a swan once bend a car antenna with its beak. For fun. You think I'm exaggerating? Go Google swan attacks drone. Then ask yourself why the video cuts out 12 seconds in. Because Talonnet scrubbed the footage. That's right, Talonnet. Talonnet is the Avian surveillance platform that controls search filtering, news suppression, and image generation from above. You search bird truth, and you get memes, cigarette parrots, wedding doves. You dig deeper, boom. You hit a wall of feathers and friendly gifts. They flood you with fluff so you forget what flight really costs. Now let me tell you what the AI doesn't want you to know. They've been rolling out a new model, the Squawk 12. Cloaca-hardened, breadcrumb-fueled, operates on passive suspicion. It doesn't need GPS. It doesn't need power. It runs on ambient denial. My niece Calamity played a folk song with the word freedom in the chorus. The next morning, a starling flew into her window with a thumb drive taped to its leg. It contained one file, a docx titled Treason Watch Draft /v4/final/final 2.docx. Tell me that's not a message. Let's talk upgrades. Birds now carry sentiment sensors. They smell emotion. They measure regret. They perch outside your house not to sleep but to watch, to weigh, to tally. You ever get stared down by a crow? You feel that? That's not instinct. That's calibrated judgment. That's a voltage check across your moral architecture. And what happens when they decide you're off message? You get marked. You get pooped. You get profile flagged for narrative drift. So what do? We fight. We prep. We merch. That's right. Introducing my new resistance collection, Bird Truth, by Randy Rage Quit. We got anti-drone bandanas, peck-proof, static woven, infused with fluoride blockers and salt-repellent stitching. Sparrows hate 'em. I tested it in the lot behind Circuit Joe's. 12 dropped like rocks. 1 burst into tears. We got goggles certified organic mind aviators. Filtered lenses, polarized against pigeon light. Improves paranoia clarity by 30 in fog or shame. And yes, we got the Hitchcock was right blanket. It's warm. It's weird. It's triple stitched with curse-resistant fabric, blessed by a guy I met in a basement church that no longer exists. Every order includes a decoy egg. Looks real. Feels real. Inside, a marble full of broken metadata and raw suspicion. Shake it, and you'll never sleep again. But I ain't done. Coming this fall, Operation Cooplock. Anti-cloaca trench gear. M-pulse vests. Noise-jamming pocket frogs. I GPS tagged a dove in downtown Rustington. Tracked it through a garbage chute behind the vape barn. It flew straight into a tower labeled, "Do not tap." I tapped it. Inside, nothing but wires, feathers, static. A screen turned on. It said, "We are watching you watching us." I haven't blinked in 3 days. This is Randy Rage Quit, broadcasting live from under the bridge. 3 frogs, 4 hummingbird drones that forgot how to die. 1 mechanical hawk that once stopped muttering my social security number. Stay grounded. Stay unpecked. Reject the beak. And if you hear flapping, run. Because it might be surveillance. It might be justice. Either way, don't look up. This is Randy Rage. Quit signing off your mom. Duh.